early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month, I got that pull. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.
Next thing we're going to cover is a movie coming out next week that a lot of people are conspiracy folks now. Y'all know my sister Moochie loves to keep her ears to the street on conspiracies. Produced by Jay-Z, called The Book of Clarence. And a lot of people are saying Jay-Z is trying to say he's anti-Christian, blah, blah, blah. We're going to talk about it and figure out if you're going to go see it. I'm going to show you a quick clip of the trailer, read you the synopsis, and then we'll give the floor to Larry first on this one.
I'm Clarence. Where I'm from, you fight to survive. I'm not a bad person, just playing the cards I was dealt. Mom, one day I'm gonna get you out of here. I have a plan.
What are we doing here?
Jesus lives there.
Hallelujah, baby.
I want to be like that in 10 years.
I want to be like.
Larry, let me read you the synopsis real quick, my brother.
Okay.
So, let's see here. My eyes still work good. The premise of this story is a struggling down on his luck man named Clarence, living in AD 29, Jerusalem, looks to capitalize on the rise of Jesus Christ by claiming to be a new Messiah sent by God in an attempt to free himself of debt and start a life of glory for himself. Played by LaKeith Stanfield and other known actors that in this thing are people I really like. You've got Jeymes McAvoy, he's in it. Benedict Cumberbatch is in it. Let's see here. Anna Diop is in it. RJ Cyler is in it. And a whole host of other actors. Teyana Taylor, too, who I'm a fan of. She's in it. So, Larry, I don't know if you've researched this thing or seen what it's about, but just watching the trailers, hearing the synopsis, what do you think? Will you see it?
It looks interesting. I'll be honest with you, man. After that whole photo shoot with LaKeith Stanfield, I'm not the biggest fan anymore. I feel like the brother sold out with the whole fishnets and pumps and all that. I just,
Wait a minute. You wouldn't be saying that what Cat Williams said has some truth in it, would you?
I guess I might be, but I'm not the biggest fan after that. I just, the Bible talks about people. Yeah, I might watch it. The Bible talks about, it talks about fake, people with worshiping fake gods and fake deities and people claiming to be something they're not, false prophets and all that. So to have a story about basically a person who's a false prophet, it doesn't seem out of the realm of possibility. I don't think this is supposed to be historical, but if it is, it doesn't seem like it's out of the realm to have somebody that's a false prophet. It's interesting to make a movie about one, but it's just, it's one of those things though. It's for me, I know this is going to sound terrible, but I prefer not to know my artists much anymore. It's not that these people are my heroes, but they have a saying, don't ever meet your heroes. Just don't do it. It will disappoint you. It will change the way you think about them. And I guess I feel the same way to some degree about my artists, because the more I learn about them as regular people, the less I want to enjoy their work. Like, I don't want to know the terrible things that my accountant or my dentist are getting up to in their personal life. I just want to know that they're good at their job, But when you start finding out all their personal stuff, you're like, I don't support that. And as a consequence, I don't want to support you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So you want to eat the meat, but you don't want to see it being slaughtered.
Yeah. I guess so.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't want to see how the sausage is made.
You don't want to see how the sausages is made. You just want to enjoy it.
I just want to enjoy it. And I have to be honest about that, because if I'm looking at the situation and I see, okay, this person is beating on his wife, or this person hasn't paid their child support in the last 6 years, how do I go to a movie and enjoy something knowing that my money is going to support that behavior? How do I do that? You know,
wow.
I just
Heard that.
so,
Monique,
I mean, on some degree, ignorance is bliss.
what do you think, Monique? Are you going to give this a shot? You going to see it? How do you feel about the Book of Clarence dropping on January 12th?
It's not really my thing per se. It's not something that I would be running to the theaters to see. I'm kind of just gonna wait to see what the reviews are, and then I'll go from there. But honestly, I can probably wait until it streams. Be honest.
Wow.
Yeah.
Short and sweet. Moochie, what do you got to say?
If it's playing in the movies, I'm not going. I will wait till this come on later on. But not me going to the movies to see this. Nah, I can't see me doing it. And if it's on where I gotta pay for it, I'm not paying for it. I mean, if it comes across something, I'll watch clips and stuff like that. But I will be honest with you, I wasn't looking forward to seeing this.
Wow.
Hey,
nothing wrong with that.
Can I address? Okay, go ahead. I just want to address something that like Larry said, and then that someone put in the comments, and I want to know. I just want to say something, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
So Larry brought up, a good point of like not wanting to like know about the artist. Let's go back in the day where it was, you didn't really know too much. The good old days. And someone said, basically separate the art from the artist. For example, R. Kelly. Now, for me, the reason why I can't separate the art from the artist when it comes to R. Kelly is because you have to look at the content of his music, and you have to look at what he went to jail for. You know what I'm saying? If all his music was I believe I can fly, that'd be different. But we're talking about an artist who was talented. I will never take away his talent from him. But we're talking about an artist who spoke about like sexual music and sex and intimacy. And when we were listening to it, we had no idea he was talking about little girls. So my issue with that is I can't listen to his music the same anymore because I know what he's done and who he was being intimate with. So for me, I can't separate the art from the artist in the same way I can do a Kanye, for example. A little bit different. You know what I'm saying? R. Kelly for me is a little bit controversial to say, oh, if you can separate the art from the artist when we're talking about the content of his music. Do y'all see where I'm coming from, or am I on an island by myself?
He wrote for other people. He wrote for a whole bunch of other people. That songs.
He did.
Wait a minute. I'll let you. He wrote songs that other people talk about. Look, I'm not siding with him, but I want y'all to have the same energy when Jay-Z get called out. I want everybody right here to have that same energy when they be saying all the bad stuff that's gonna get uncovered. I'm telling y'all, everybody's about to be exposed.
Hold on.
I didn't say energy.
Hold on. I didn't say I'm above it. I just said
I didn't say you said it. I'm just saying have the same
example. For example, I feel like everybody, listen, I'm a realist, okay? Everybody's going to have an artist who, despite what they've done, the bad that they've done, they're still going to rock with. For me, he's a freaking nut, and I don't agree with him 90% of the time. But for me, Kanye West is that artist. I grew up on Kanye West. I've been listening to him for 20 years. I think he's like one of the best rappers for me. It's hard for me to cut off Kanye West music, right? I'm owning that. Whether that makes me a bad person or not, it is what it is. That's for you to judge. But I'm telling you, my guilty pleasure is still listening to Kanye West music. What I'm simply saying is, for me, the separation of art from artists is harder to digest when it comes to R. Kelly because of the nature of it. You get what I'm trying to say? I'm guilty of it too, but I'm just saying when it comes to R. Kelly, it's hard for me to separate it because I can't listen to Bump and Grind and and know that he was effing 16-year-old girl. That's all I'm saying is the content.
I'm not saying I don't agree with you. I'm just saying have the same energy for everybody.
I'm not gonna have this. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. I'm owning it right now. I'm going to be a hypocrite if some shit come out tomorrow about Jay-Z and Beyonce. Unless we're talking about child abuse and essay, and unless that,
I want you to have the same.
I'm not gonna have this. I'm telling you right now, I'm not having the same energy. I'm owning up to you that I'm going to be a hypocrite. I'm still effing with Beyonce and Jay-Z. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Moochie, last word. Go ahead, Larry. Then Moochie, then I'll get the last word on this one.
Can I just, Monique, this is not a knock at you. I just want to say that I know from a point of language, I know people often shorten sexual assault and say SA, and I hate that because I think it minimizes what it is. I think it takes away the sting of actually talking about what it is. And when someone
the only reason they do that, Larry, is because these platforms try to demonetize you for saying it.
Well, it should be said. And I guess if that's the only way to get past it so they can talk about it, then I guess that's what that has to be done. But I think that if someone is a sexual assaulter or someone's a victim of sexual assault, the words should be used because people need to understand how horrible it is, and they need to be reminded of it.
I did it because I'm on someone else's platform, and they're always warning me about how strict YouTube is. I'm not like the big leagues like them, so I still curse and say stuff on my channel. But out of respect of being on his channel, I said it because, and I want to address. I'm trying to figure out why I'm being judged in the comments. I'm keeping it a buck.
Monique,
I'm just saying.
Don't worry about that. Your opinion is your opinion.
No, but I'm trying to say, aren't we all guilty of liking an artist? No, I'm just asking a question.
Wait, Monique's the new Larry. Monique's the new Larry.
Don't worry about it.
Monique, I got to mute this shit. Monique, this what I'm saying is directed to you. New rules on my channel. Do not address the chat until the very end. I don't care if they say your mama has a head like a horse and a rump roast that has been plastically made in Beverly Hills. Ignore them. We saved them for the end. We have a segment for them. Other thing, I just want you, Monique, give people some time. I've had this discussion with Larry. Whenever there is a pause for quietness, you don't have to jump in and take it. Because I'm going to make sure everybody gets a chance to rebuttal and come back. We want to keep our conversations as professional as possible and represent a good brand as professionally as we can without people saying we're talking over each other. We have no discipline when it comes to what people say in the comments. So that's all I'm going to say to you, and I'm going to let you say what you need to say.
I'm asking y'all a question. From an intellectual standpoint, as human beings, keeping it real with each other, in our entire life, have we not everybody, have had an artist, an actor, a whoever who has done controversial things, have been critiqued, different things, and deep inside we're like, you know what, they did this bad thing, I don't like it, but I still like their work. That's all I'm saying. And that's all I said when I said if Jay-Z and Beyonce do something tomorrow, with the exception of certain things, because I have morals, with the exception of certain things, and y'all can figure out what those certain things are, with that exception of those type of things, if they hit the blogs tomorrow because they treated their assistant bad or they were cussed out their dancers, whatever it is on that type of level, I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'm still going to enjoy Jay-Z's music. I'm still going to enjoy Beyonce's music. I'm asking y'all, do y'all in y'all's lifetime, do y'all have an artist, a person, an actor where it's like that? Am I crazy? Am I on an island by myself because I said that?
No, I don't think you're on. Go ahead.
No,
you go ahead. I'm gonna go last.
I don't think you're on an island by yourself. I think that there are certain things that people do, as you said, that it's a red line for you. That's right. The line in the sand. And if they do those things, then you're not going to support them as artists. I mean, for me, I remember years ago, we're probably talking like 25 years ago, I was in a club shooting photos and I saw this woman that was the young lady, probably 22, 23 years old, very excited to see Michael Epps. He came in and he smashed a bottle over her head. And I've never heard anybody talk about it in the media. You know, they rushed him out of there right after that. The woman was all bloodied up, and I was horrified. I've never been a fan of his work ever. I don't even watch it. If he's on a show, if he's in a movie, I just don't watch it. I generally just, like, sometimes I'll watch something and I'll see he's in it for a short period of time. He's not like a headliner, and I'll continue to watch it. But if I see like a show where he's like the main character, he's the main guy in the movie, the main dude on a TV show, I don't watch it. I don't support his work. Right. And it's not just him. There's other people. I don't watch Mel Gibson stuff. If I watch something, it turns out Mel Gibson has a bit role in it. Okay. But if he's the main character, or he wrote it or directed it, I'm not supporting his work anymore. And it's like that for a number of artists out there that I've found that have done terrible things. It's not that I'm not down for forgiveness, but if I, you know, at some point you look and you're like, okay, I don't want to support these people and this behavior with my money. You know, I'm not out there trying to actively destroy their careers and prevent them from feeding their families, but I'm not going to actively support, you know, their behavior and their attitudes and their belief system with my money.
I respect that.
Moochie, what you got, Moochie?
I just feel like we take down our own before other people. You had this guy from Seven Heaven that was touching kids, and he's back on TV. Meanwhile, he got caught the same time. They was talking about his story about the same time the beginning of Bill Cosby thing, and you see how that played out. We have to stop. Fake outrage. We have to stop being. And like I said, I that's why I backed off the Puffy story. We have to stop when we get wind of our people or stuff. We be helping them take them down. I'm part of that too. We be helping take them down, but y'all don't do the same exact thing when it's somebody else of another thing. I give an example. I'll give you an example. Mm-hmm. This whole thing with Harvey Weinstein, mm-hmm. Everybody went after Bill Cosby. Meanwhile, nobody said nothing about how Oprah was hugged up with this man, and how she did the whole thing with Michael Jackson and taking him down and bringing them people on there, doing that. Nobody talks about that. We gotta stop tearing down the black man with the white man. I'm not saying, and people, please don't misconstrue what I'm saying. If they are supposed to be guilty, yeah. But you see how that whole thing happened with Diddy, and we all jumped on that story because it was the viral thing happening. I say get facts. I'm not saying don't condone people when they're wrong. I said if we taking one down, we need to be taking all of them down. It's not a pick and choose at this point.
Here's the thing though with that, Mooch. It depends on who the person is and how they present to the world. If you're Kirk Franklin and you're presenting yourself as all holy and sanctified, and then it turns out that you have a porn addiction, people are gonna want to take you down because they're gonna be like, you're a hypocrite. Now, if you're Snoop Dogg. If you're Snoop Dogg and you're up there and you're actually making adult content, and then it turns out that you have a porn addiction, not that he's saying he does, no one cares. They're going to be like, so what? It's Snoop. He's making porn already. Who cares if he has a porn addiction? But if you're up there being all holy and sanctified, telling people don't do this, do that, and act this way, not that way, and then it turns out that you're not walking the walk, yeah, they're going to want to.
I just hold everybody accountable. Black, white, all of them. Nope, y'all don't. Yeah. We punish our own far worse than the other people.
Well, I'll finish this conversation. I'm gonna finish this conversation so we can get to the last couple of things we want to talk about on the show. Everybody made some great points, some very passionate points, and when it comes down to, I guess the term is council culture or who you like coming up. My guideline has always been, first of all, if you're a celebrity or somebody rich or someone with a lot of money and fame or an artist that's done well, me personally, I know that behind the artist, you're a human being and you fuck up just like anybody else, except for now you've got fame and money to back it, which puts you in position to do worse messing up. So I already come to the table with that understanding. But even having that understanding, I come to the table with a certain line of things that if you cross them, then yes, you get X'd out from my support. And personally, that line is different from person to person. It just depends on what is your line of devaluation of a human being. And what Moochie's point is, Moochie would like for, when bad things happen, she would like for it to be fair across the board. And unfortunately, when it comes to that in America, it's never going to be fucking fair. Never. Simply because whites outnumber us, number one. And then Kat done told us certain people are get put on a fast track for success. And them same people that fast track you can also fast track whether you go to jail, whether your perception is good or whether it's bad. And so at the end of the day, it all comes down to you, the individual. What is your line of integrity or what is your line of support that you're willing to support when someone does something wrong?